In an age of tyranny and oppression, when the Roman Emperor Decius ruled with an iron fist, forcing his subjects to worship idols and persecuting those who believed in the one true God, a small group of young believers, some say they were 7, others say more, made a choice that would echo through eternity. These were no ordinary men. They were nobles, scholars, and leaders in their community who refused to bow to false gods despite the threat of torture and death. Historical accounts suggest they lived in the city of Ephesus, a bustling Roman metropolis where pagan temples dominated the skyline. When the emperor's soldiers began rounding up Christians, these young men, led by their unwavering faith, fled under cover of night. They took only what they could carry, their belief in Allah, their prayers, and their trust in divine protection. Their journey led them to the slopes of Mount Angelus, where they discovered a secluded cave hidden among the rocks. As they entered the cave's mouth, the last rays of sunlight faded behind them. They huddled together in the darkness, whispering prayers and verses of remembrance. It was then that Allah performed one of his greatest miracles. He caused a deep sleep to overcome them. But this was no ordinary sleep. Their eyelids grew heavy, their breathing slowed, and time itself seemed to halt around them. For centuries, the world outside moved on without them. The Roman Empire rose and fell. New civilizations emerged, languages evolved. Yet inside that cave, their bodies remained perfectly preserved. Their skin untouched by decay, their hair unmatted, their youthful faces frozen in time. The Quran describes how Allah turned them from side to side so the earth would not consume their bodies. The sun's path shifted daily over the cave entrance, its light never directly touching them, yet providing just enough warmth to sustain their miraculous state. Scholars have long debated the exact duration of their slumber. Some, like Ibn Kathir, state it was precisely 309 lunar years, a number specifically mentioned in the Quran to emphasize Allah's perfect calculation. Others suggest it may have been longer, as historical records from that era are scarce. But the Quran makes it clear. The number is not the miracle. The miracle is that Allah suspended the laws of nature to protect these faithful servants. When the divine decree was fulfilled, their eyelids fluttered open. To them it felt like a single night's rest. One youth stretched and said, "How long have we slept?" Another replied, "A day or part of a day." They were unaware that empires had crumbled and new nations had risen in their absence. The most astonishing moment came when one of them, named Tamlica, ventured into the city to buy food. The coins he carried, bearing the face of Emperor Decius, were now ancient relics. The marketplace buzzed with a language he barely recognized. When he tried to purchase bread, the baker stared at the strange currency in disbelief. "These coins haven't been used for hundreds of years," he exclaimed. Word spread quickly, drawing crowds who marveled at this man from another time. The sleeper's story spread like wildfire, reaching the ears of the current ruler, Theodosius II, a Christian emperor who saw their awakening as divine confirmation of the resurrection. People flocked to the cave to witness the miracle. The perfectly preserved bodies, the ancient artifacts, the undeniable proof of Allah's power over life, death, and time itself. But the greatest lesson came when the sleepers, having fulfilled their purpose, peacefully passed away. The Quran tells us the people then argued about building a shrine over them, a warning against venerating creation over the Creator. Allah concealed the cave's exact location, reminding us that the real miracle wasn't the place, but the proof of His absolute authority. Today, their story lives on as a timeless testament to divine protection. It teaches us that when believers stand firm in faith, Allah's help comes in ways beyond human comprehension. It reminds us that no tyrant, no empire, no force on earth can overcome those under Allah's guardianship. And most importantly, it proves that with Allah, centuries can pass in moments, and the impossible becomes reality. For those who truly believe, the sleepers of the cave didn't just survive persecution, they transcended time itself. And their message echoes across the ages. When you trust in Allah completely, He writes your story in ways no one could ever imagine.